Hi, I'm Macy. As the PTA president at Oak Ridge Elementary, I thought I knew everyone pretty well, especially Vanessa Palmer, my so-called friend of 5 years and fellow committee member. We met when our kids started kindergarten together, her son Liam and my daughter Emma. "How's Emma doing with her new walker?" Vanessa asked one afternoon as we organized the fall festival paperwork in the school library. Her voice had that syrupy sweetness that should have been my first warning. "She's actually really excited about it," I replied, smiling at the thought of my 8-year-old daughter proudly showing off her purple walker with the glittery tassels. "The cerebral palsy affects her balance, but the walker gives her independence." "That's wonderful," Vanessa said, shuffling papers. "Such a brave little girl." My friend Tara, the school librarian, joined us with coffee. "Emma showed me her new wheels yesterday. That kid has more personality in her pinky finger than most adults I know." "She really does," I laughed. "Yesterday she told me she's going to bedazzle it next weekend." "Of course she is," Tara said with a genuine smile. "Pure Emma move." "Must be challenging," Vanessa commented, her tone shifting slightly. "Having a special needs child, I mean." "Different, not challenging," I corrected. "Emma's just Emma." Principal Garrett poked his head in. "How's the festival planning going, ladies?" "We're on schedule, just finalizing the vendor layout," I answered, passing him the map. "Excellent work as always, Macy," he nodded. "By the way, Emma's presentation in class yesterday was outstanding. That girl has public speaking skills I wish some of my teachers had." "Thanks, Doug. She worked hard on it." After he left, Vanessa's phone buzzed. She glanced at it and smirked. "Something funny?" I asked. "Oh, just Heather. You know how she is?" Vanessa waved dismissively. Tara raised an eyebrow. "Heather Gibson? The one who tried to get the literature curriculum changed because To Kill a Mockingbird was too political?" "She has strong opinions," Vanessa shrugged. 2 days later, my phone exploded with texts while I was helping Emma with homework. "Mom, who's making your phone go crazy?" Emma asked, twirling her pencil. "I don't know, sweetie," I said, checking the messages from Tara. "Macy, call me right now." "Have you seen the group chat?" "I'm so sorry. This is disgusting." Confused, I called her immediately. "Tara, what's going on?" "It's bad, Macy. Really bad." Her voice trembled. "Vanessa and Heather have been running a private chat making fun of kids at school, including Emma." My stomach dropped. "What do you mean?" "Someone added me by mistake. There are screenshots, Macy. Vanessa took videos of Emma at recess struggling with her walker and sent them to the group with awful comments." "What?" My voice barely worked as Emma looked up at me with concerned eyes. "She called her the crippled princess and mocked how you parade her around for attention." "There's more, but I can't." "There are 20 parents in this chat, Macy." "Who else is in it?" I whispered, turning away so Emma wouldn't see my face. "Heather, obviously. Some of the soccer moms. A few dads, too." "Ryan Thompson?" I asked, thinking of our neighbor whose daughter was Emma's best friend. "No, he's not there. Look, can you come over? I saved everything before they realize I'm in there." "I'll be there in 30 minutes, I said, already formulating a plan. "And Tara? Thank you for telling me." As I hung up, Emma looked at me with those perceptive eyes. "Is something wrong, Mom?" "Nothing you need to worry about," I said, kissing her forehead. "But we need to visit Aunt Tara. Sometimes grown-ups aren't very grown-up at all." "These go back 6 months," Ryan said, scrolling through the screenshots Tara had printed out. His jaw tightened as he reviewed the evidence spread across my kitchen table. "Vanessa started this chat group specifically to mock the kids with disabilities or differences. There's Emma, Jaden with his autism, Maria with her speech impediment." Tara pointed to different conversations. "I trusted her," I said, hands shaking. "Emma adores her son Liam. They have play dates." "What are you going to do?" Ryan asked, his normally easygoing demeanor replaced with cold anger. As a lawyer and father to Emma's best friend Lily, he took this personally. "I'm going to destroy her," I replied simply. "Macy," Ryan started. "Not illegally," I clarified. "But everyone is going to know what she's done." Principal Garrett needs to see this immediately, Tara insisted. The school has a zero-tolerance bullying policy that applies to parents, too. And we should talk to the other targeted families, Ryan suggested. Strength in numbers. Maria's mom, Jessica, will be devastated, I said. They just moved here from Colombia last year, and Maria's been working so hard with her speech therapy. I'll call Jessica, Tara volunteered. We've been working on Spanish books for Maria. My phone buzzed with a text from Vanessa. Playdate still on for tomorrow? Liam's excited to show Emma his new video game. The audacity, I muttered, showing them the message. Wait, Ryan's expression shifted to analytical. Let's think strategically. If she doesn't know that you know yet, I could gather more evidence, I finished his thought. Exactly, he nodded. One more interaction where you're recording everything legally. Pennsylvania is a two-party consent state, I reminded him. Not for in-person conversations in public places, Ryan countered. The playground is public. Tara looked uncomfortable. Are you sure that's necessary? We have plenty already. I want to hear her say it to my face, I said firmly. I need to know why. The next day, I met Vanessa at the park playground, my phone recording in my pocket. Emma and Liam ran ahead to the accessible swing set that the PTA, that I, had fundraised for last year. They're adorable together, Vanessa commented as we sat on a bench. They are, I agreed, watching Emma laugh as she swung. Vanessa, can I ask you something? Of course, anything, she replied with practiced concern. Do you think Emma is a burden to me? Her eyes widened slightly. What? No. Why would you ask that? Just something someone said, I shrugged. That some people might think I use her disability for attention? A flicker of panic crossed her face. That's ridiculous. Who said that? You did, Vanessa. To 20 other parents in a group chat. The color drained from her face. I don't know what you're talking about. The Special Snowflakes chat? Where you called my daughter crippled princess and posted videos of her struggling to walk? That's taken out of context, she stammered. It was just venting. Parenting is hard and sometimes dark humor helps. Mocking children is humor to you? Look, Macy, you don't understand the pressure of having a normal child in today's competitive... A normal child? My voice rose. As opposed to my abnormal one? That's not what I meant, she hissed, glancing around. Keep your voice down. People are staring. Good, I replied. Let them stare. Let them hear exactly who you are. You're blowing this out of proportion, she insisted. It was private conversation between friends. About my 8-year-old daughter. About Maria's speech impediment. About Jaden's stimming. All children you smiled at while stabbing their parents in the back. If you go public with this, you'll humiliate the very kids you're claiming to protect, she snapped. No, Vanessa, I'll be exposing the real bully. And it isn't the children. Principal Garrett's office felt too small for the 10 parents crowded inside, all holding copies of the chat logs. Mrs. Palmer will be here momentarily, he said, his normally friendly face stern. I've asked our district superintendent to join us as well. Jessica Mendez, Maria's mother, wiped tears from her eyes. My daughter practices her words for hours, to have adults mock her. It's inexcusable, agreed Michael Chen, Jaden's father. And a violation of the school's parent code of conduct. The door opened and Vanessa walked in, freezing when she saw all of us. Behind her came Heather Gibson and the superintendent, Dr. Walsh. What is this? Vanessa demanded, eyes darting from face to face. Please sit down, Mrs. Palmer. Principal Garrett gestured to an empty chair. I don't understand why I've been called in like this, she said, remaining standing. If this is about some private messages taken out of context... Is this out of context? I interrupted, sliding screenshots across the table. Or this? Or the video you took of Maria during her presentation? Those were private conversations, Heather interjected. Whoever shared those violated our privacy. Privacy? Michael Chen laughed bitterly. You posted videos of our children without consent. You mocked their disabilities. We did not, Vanessa protested. We were just discussing challenges. You called my daughter defective, I cut in. You suggested I should have known better before having her. Dr. Walsh picked up one of the printouts, face darkening as she read. Mrs. Palmer, Mrs. Gibson, these messages clearly violate our district's anti-bullying policy, which all parents sign annually. This is ridiculous, Vanessa scoffed. Parents can't bully other parents' children. Actually, they can, Ryan interjected. And in this case, did. Systematically for months. You all need to lighten up, Heather sneered. It was just talk. Jessica stood up, voice shaking. My daughter cried for 3 hours last night when I had to explain why we were coming to this meeting. 3 hours. She asked if her voice made people hate her. Vanessa had the grace to look uncomfortable. Look, things got out of hand. We're sorry if feelings were hurt. If, I echoed. There's no if here, Vanessa. You hurt children, deliberately. Macy, she tried a new approach, voice softening. We've been friends for years. You know I love Emma. This was just stupid venting that went too far. I'm truly sorry. Your apology means nothing, I replied coldly. You're only sorry you got caught. What do you want from us? She demanded. Public flogging? Accountability, Ryan answered, starting with your resignation from the PTA and all school committees. And a formal apology to each child, added Michael. This is insane, Vanessa exploded. It'll destroy my reputation in this community. You destroyed it yourself, I said quietly. Screenshot by screenshot. If I see any of you outside this school, Heather threatened, pointing at us, you'll regret making this public, especially you, Macy. Principal Garrett stood up. That sounds remarkably like a threat, Mrs. Gibson. Should I note that in my report to the school board? This isn't over, Vanessa hissed at me as she stormed out, Heather following. No, I agreed, watching her go. It's just beginning. The school board voted unanimously, Ryan reported, setting down his phone as he joined us at the cafe table. Vanessa and Heather are banned from all volunteer positions and school events unless their children are directly performing. That's something at least, Tara said, stirring her latte. 3 weeks had passed since the confrontation. The fallout had been swift. Half the parents from the chat group had sent apologies, claiming they were just bystanders. The other half, Vanessa's closer friends, had circled the wagons. How's Emma doing with all this? Jessica asked me. She knows something happened, but not the details, I replied. She asked why Liam doesn't come over anymore. Lily misses him too, Ryan nodded. The kids shouldn't suffer for their parents' actions. The restraining order was approved, I told them, changing the subject. After Vanessa showed up at my house at midnight screaming that I'd ruined her life. Good, Michael nodded firmly. Jaden's still having nightmares about the video they took of his meltdown. The bell above the cafe door jingled, and we all looked up to see Vanessa walking in. She froze when she spotted us, then squared her shoulders and approached. Macy, can I talk to you? Alone? Anything you have to say, you can say in front of my friends, I replied. She glanced at the others nervously. I've been doing a lot of thinking. What I did was inexcusable. I've started therapy to understand why I felt the need to tear others down. That's good for you, I said neutrally. I was hoping we could find a way forward, she continued. For the kids' sake. Liam misses Emma terribly. The children can have supervised playdates, Ryan interjected. At my house, if Macy agrees. I'm not asking for things to go back to how they were, Vanessa pressed. Just forgiveness, a chance to make amends. No, I said simply. Excuse me? No, Vanessa, I don't forgive you. You didn't make a mistake. You made hundreds of calculated decisions over months to mock vulnerable children. People can change. Probably. But that doesn't entitle you to forgiveness or a relationship with me or my daughter. This town isn't big enough for this kind of grudge, she argued. Our kids will be in school together for years. Then I suggest you get comfortable with awkward silences, Jessica added, because none of us are pretending this didn't happen. Vanessa's face hardened. Fine. Keep nursing your victimhood. But remember, Your kids are watching how you handle conflict. Yes, they are, I agreed. They're learning that they deserve respect and that true apologies come with acceptance of consequences, not demands for forgiveness. After she left, Michael raised his coffee cup. To better role models for our children. And to Emma, Tara added, who bedazzled her walker and asked if she could add a horn. I laughed for what felt like the first time in weeks. She's unstoppable. That's what I admire about you, Macy, Ryan said thoughtfully. You never let Emma be defined by her disability or by what others think. You let her be herself. That's all any parent can do, Jessica nodded. See their children clearly and love them completely. Later that evening, as I tucked Emma into bed, she asked, Mom, are you and Mrs. Palmer fighting? We had a disagreement about something important, I answered carefully. Was it about me? Sometimes I forgot how perceptive she was. Partly, it was about treating people with respect. She nodded seriously, like when you told me words can hurt worse than falling down. Exactly like that, I smiled, kissing her forehead. Will you and Mrs. Palmer be friends again? No, sweetheart, I don't think so, but that's okay. Real friends don't hurt each other on purpose. As I turned out her light, I realized the revenge wasn't in Vanessa's public humiliation or the school board's sanctions. It was in this quiet moment, protecting my daughter's dignity and teaching her that she deserved nothing less than complete respect. A lesson Vanessa would have to learn the hard way. What would you do if someone you trusted betrayed your child? Like and comment below with your thoughts.